for a few more folks to get started. Nidhi, will Nitya be joining us tonight?
No.
Okay. I think the only person we're missing is Elizabeth. Let me just check on her real quick. I'll be right back.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Councilmember Chua, how are you today?
Hi, Chair. I'm good, thank you. Just hopping on for another meeting.
Yeah, I think we have a lot to discuss this meeting, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. And just, I think for the spelling bee, we thank you for agreeing to help with that.
All right. So we got Elizabeth. Good evening, council member.
Evening, Anthony. And
So-
Justin is there, and Josh is there, and everybody else. Oh my God, it's full house.
Yes, so we'll just wait for Elizabeth to join us here so we can get started. All right. Hi, Elizabeth. Good evening. All right. So we have everyone here minus Nitya. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this special meeting of the Youth Advisory Commission, March 14th, 2022. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and hop right into it. So Fengi, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to you.
All right, so hey everybody, I hope you are having a great day, and welcome to another one of our Youth Advisory Commission meetings. So the first thing is going to be call to order, which we've kind of already done. So let's begin this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please take your seats. So then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which will be the roll call. So a reminder that when I call your name, please state your name and then say here or present. So Fengi here, Rachel,
Here.
Crystal,
Here.
Elizabeth,
Here.
Chloe,
Here.
Nia,
Here.
Nidhi,
Here.
Nitya, and Srinod.
Here.
All right, so everybody is here except for Nitya.
So yeah, so you don't need to worry about any seating of alternates tonight. So just a reminder, Shannon, any voting pieces will not be needed on your end. And then also as a reminder, Chloe, since you are not at our last meeting, you will not be able to vote on anything that pertained to last meeting in reference to like an approval of the meeting minutes and things of that sort. So you can go ahead and abstain in that case.
All right.
I click abstain.
All right. So if we don't need to see any alternates for this meeting, so if we could all just take a peek at the agenda for today, March 14th, 2022. IT, if you could also like screen share that for us as well.
Let me actually help out with that. Give me 1 second and I'll pull it up for everybody. Excuse
All
me.
right.
Too much Zoom. Sorry, I'm having some issues. All right, give me 1 second. All right, can everyone see that okay?
Yeah, I think we can all see that.
Okay.
So again, like Anthony said, if Srinath, since you're an alternate, you don't need to take part in like the voting for this for the agenda.
Okay.
Us. So I, Feng Huang, make a motion to approve the agenda for March 14th, 2022.
I, Rachel Plummer, second.
All right, and now we just have to go around saying aye. So Feng Huang, aye. Crystal,
Aye.
Elizabeth,
Aye.
Chloe,
Aye.
Nia, Nidhi,
Aye.
and Rachel.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. So then we can move on to the next item on the agenda, which is going to be the approval of the meeting minutes for February 10th, 2022. And again, if you weren't present at the meeting, you would have to abstain from approving that. So if we could,
abstain.
I think you abstain when we call for the votes.
Sorry.
No worries about it.
Okay,
No worries.
you can go ahead and move forward, Fanny.
So I, Feng Huang, motion to approve the meeting minutes for last month's meeting on February 10th, 2022. If I could get a second.
I need a good second.
All right, Nia seconds. So then Fengi, aye. Crystal,
Aye.
Elizabeth,
Aye.
Chloe,
I abstain.
Nia, Nia, sorry.
Aye.
All right. Nidhi,
Aye.
Rachel.
Aye.
All right, so motion passes. Next, we move on to public forum. I see that we have one attendee.
I'm going to stop my share. Give me 1 second. All right, thank you for joining us, Ria. You can go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right. So I'm a part of the organization Dragonflower Union that talked to the advisor, I believe, or the recreation advisor last week. And we would what we were wondering if it would be possible to give a presentation about teen dating violence, what it looks like, how to prevent it, and possible resources, as well as some steps that the city and the school can take to prevent and address teen dating violence in our community, at like one of these meetings, or is something like that would be possible.
Absolutely. Thank you for your comment. Commission, this would be entirely up to you if we wanted to add this to our next agenda. If that was the case, we would need to make a motion and vote on that to add, so that way I can ensure that it's at our next meeting.
So in terms of giving like a presentation on teen dating violence, I think that would be a great idea, especially with like, because it also kind of goes hand in hand with one of our health and mental wellness. While it's not the exact same thing, I think it's pretty related, and one of the goals of our commission is to try to promote the well-being of teens as well. So I think it would definitely be a great addition, and we could put it onto our next meeting agenda. Other commissioners, do you have any thoughts on this? I would love to hear your feedback and opinion as well.
I was wondering if there was a certain event that the commission would think this would work at, or if we should leave that to the details of the next meeting.
I believe since it's not on the agenda, it is something that we will want to, at this point, if you as the commission have interest in moving forward with this potentially and getting more information and collaborating, you would want to basically put in a motion for that to be on the next agenda. That way we can get that process started if that's what you choose to do.
All right, I think that if we can agree as a commission, we can put this on the agenda. But first, do any like other commissioners have any thoughts, ideas on this? Like, the more feedback we get, I think the better that will work out. Like you can say pretty much anything regarding the topic.
I also agree with Fingy based on like how this can also correspond with our mental wellness tips and tricks. And I also feel like it's a great topic to focus on because it's a really big issue, and I barely hear about it around our community a lot. So I think it'll be a good idea to agendize this next meeting.
We should also plan to make sure that we know of an event of some venue or platform that we would do this on, because we want to make sure that we have an audience. So that's something we need to put on the agenda.
Yeah, I think one thing you would want to bring to that next meeting is those ideas as we do add it to the agenda. As you all know, the Milpitas Teen Center is a great place to start, that you would have very easy access to hosting and facilitating something, to that effort. So yeah, but we also want to keep in mind our other work plan items that we do have going on. Obviously this group would be, generally the driving force to this, and you all as the commissioners would be a supplementary, help to that, as we also have to ensure that we focus on our work plan items as well.
So real quick, Anthony, just a quick question. So if we do choose to agendize this for our next meeting, and let's say that the Dragonflower Union would want to like us send like maybe a representative or someone to discuss with us, would that still be considered like public forum?
No, that would be an agendized item. So they would have a presentation piece within that agenda. So it wouldn't be public forum. This would be an actual item on our agenda.
Thank you. I was just double checking.
Of course.
So any other commissioners? All right, so it seems like a lot of us are in favor of this. So I think Huang would like to motion to add teen dating violence as an item to our next agenda. If I could get
Palmer, second.
Rachel seconds. So Fangy, aye. Crystal,
Aye.
Elizabeth,
Aye.
Chloe,
Aye.
Nia. Sorry, Nia, I didn't really hear you.
Aye.
All right. Nidhi
Aye.
and Rachel.
Aye.
All right, so motion passes. We can add this to our next agenda, and I think Ria's still here. If you would like to like prepare a presentation or something for our next meeting, we can also give you the details.
I'll work with Ria on that moving forward. Yep, we can go ahead and move on to the next item.
Right. So are there any other members of the public forum or?
Nope, we can move forward.
All right, so next item would be announcements.
I have no announcements at this moment. I will have something though at the end of the meeting.
All right, got it. So then next item would be our business items. So first is our work plan 2021 to 2020 review. So background, at the beginning of each fiscal term, the Youth Advisory Commission develops a work plan for the upcoming term. This plan encompasses goals for the commission. Preparation of this work plan will be presented to City Council for approval. So recommendation is to create a timeline for all items on the work plan to be completed. This timeline should include dates, times, and venues. So as of right now, we have our health and mental wellness coding competition, spelling bee, and that's for our work plan. So we should probably begin this right off with the health and mental wellness. The members on the subcommittee are I, Rachel, and Nia. So first is any updates regarding this event.
So I know for this, basically I had requested of the commission to send me some items to put together. I did get a couple things. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different kind of quotes to utilize. I know that we had discussed this last time. I had requested if each commissioner can come up with 3 to 5 items for this. So I do need that information sent through so that I can go ahead and start piecing this together so we can get this out. We did start that process already, but we need more input from the commission in order to get this out. Ideally, this should be going out next month, to which I can kind of piece together, but I need the rest of those quotes sent over. So for those of you that have not, please do provide those 3 to 5 items. And for those of you that did already provide them, thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right, so that's for the tips and tricks.
Correct.
All right.
So those would be those needs. I need commissioners to provide those 3 to 5 items, whether that's inspirational quotes, tips or tricks, etc. That way I can piece this together. So that would be the action between now and the next meeting, is that you all can provide that to me. And again, those of you that already have, thank you.
So definitely if we could just provide that maybe by today or at least the end of the week.
Yes, please send those to me.
Regarding this, I don't personally, as a member on the subcommittee, I don't think I have too many updates on this. How about the other members of the subcommittee?
I don't think you should have too many. Really, it's just I need everyone to provide that information through, and then I can get that moving and going, and we can get that crossed off of your work plan list.
So yeah, definitely we can just provide that and try to get that done. Are there any like final thoughts or updates before we move on to the next item on our work plan? All right, so the next item on our work plan would be the coding competition. the people on the subcommittee are me, Nidhi, and Elizabeth. So our tentative date is May 14, 2022 from 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Teen Center. So we're just looking for a few updates. I do have quite a few things that I would like to show, but before that, I just want to ask if Elizabeth, Nidhi, do you have any updates regarding it? Elizabeth, Nidhi?
No, I don't have any.
Right. Elizabeth, do you have anything regarding
Yeah,
the
me neither.
Okay, so for those of you that are in that subcommittee, I know that Fingy has brought some items in preparation for these meetings. Is there anything, Elizabeth and Nidhi, that you have been working on, in cohesion with Fingy or in general? That way we can make sure we have information for your subcommittees.
I'm looking at the coding contest questions, and it says that we have to make challenges in HackerRank. I'm not sure how HackerRank is done, but I can help with that.
Yes, that was something I was going to bring up in regards to like the things I prepared. All right, so then I guess I can screen share. Let's see.
Let me know if it allows you to screen share, Fingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is everyone able to see this?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've just kind of prepared based on like last year's guidebook. I made quite a few edits and some updates to it for this year's coding competition. So this is just kind of like a volunteer guidebook / what we should be preparing. So for like volunteer duties, there's just a few different ones that I could think of. If you have like anything to add to this, like so far I've thought of registration checker, basically kind of the people at the door who greet and check for people who registered. A monitor who kind of just goes around answering general questions about the event, because people might not be used to what the teen center looks like. You can direct them to like the bathroom, what the schedule will look like, and similar. And ushers will be the ones who like escort the registered contestants to their assigned seats. Cheater checkers are kind of like similar to monitors, but instead of answering questions, they'll go around the contest, because we want to make sure that contestants aren't using like going on to different websites to look up answers, or leaving the HackerRank website, just to ensure that the competition is safe and fair for everyone. And then the rule reader is kind of like the people at the front who read rules, give directions, and similar. So does anybody have like anything to add to volunteer duty, like any specifics that you would probably like to see? I would love to hear your feedback on this. All right, so I guess I'll go to the next one. This is the layout. I believe that last month I gave like a general idea of the layout. So if we could use the auditorium, we could set up like a work area. If we could also like get CC sweet treats, or I know other fundraising opportunities in the back. This was kind of just like kind of like a placeholder for any refreshments or things that we may provide. And then audience seating is kind of like for parents or friends who may want to watch the competition in action. Do you have any other commissioners have like any ideas regarding the layout?
This looks great, Fangy. Thank you for putting this together.
No problem. Like if you have it like anything to add, commissioners, you can just interrupt me in the middle of what I'm talking about. So I believe that for the registrations, we've elected to divide them into two divisions, which is Division A and Division B. So like middle schoolers to ninth graders and 10th through 12th graders. And for the schedule, here I also had an idea, because we said that for 2:30 and 2:30 to 7 o'clock, and we were planning on dividing like the divisions into two separate competitions. But I was also thinking about what if we did both divisions at once, because this way, for in terms of the layout, we could position them so division A, Division B, Division A, Division B. This way they can't really look at each other's screens. That's like another way to prevent cheating, as well as it just being a little easier on all of our times, because I know a lot of the city members as well as the commissioners are probably really busy. So it just shortens the time a little bit. Do you have any thoughts on that? Because right now the tentative schedule it goes from 2:30 to 5:30 instead of 2:30 to 7 o'clock.
Depending on how many participants we have, we may want to get like dividers like we have for tests, or we could have them face inward, so everyone's screen is like just facing back out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think what we can do is this, so the screens are pointing towards like the entrance area, and then we'll have some of the people monitoring this like walking around, so we can just easily see their screens. But again, we may want to divide it into two separate events if we get a lot of registrants for Division A and Division B. But I just remember that last year we didn't really need to separate it into two different events, so we held both at once. Any other thoughts regarding that?
If we combined the registrants for Division A and Division B, how would we monitor that?
I think what we can do is we can have like one registration sheet for Division A people and one registration sheet for Division B people, and then just keep track of them as they come in. In terms of like checking for cheating and stuff, they have to be on the HackerRank website, no matter what their division is. So I don't think that would make too much of a difference. Any other feedback? I appreciate all of this, by the way, just so we can kind of really flush out the exact details and anything that might go wrong.
I also think we can start the contest a bit earlier, because we really don't want the contest to have to start like a whole hour after the fact.
Sorry, Anthony, were you gonna say something?
So real quick, I just wanted to, Fingy, can you scroll back up to the divisions? Okay, so I believe that we have the divisions of 4 through 6, 7 through 9, and 10 through 12.
Oh, wow.
So that way, and I think that that's why the day is spread out so far. Because according to my notes, Division 1 would be 2:30 to 4. Division 2 would be 3:30 to 5, and then Division 3 would be 5 to 7. We can, kind of play with and manipulate those times as we get closer based on registration. I don't think that the timing piece is much of an absolute issue, but just something to keep in mind as we progress. Ideally, my plan is to get this information out by the end of this week, if not by the start of next week, for both the coding competition and the spelling bee, so that we can start getting registrants for those.
All right. So the schedule isn't too big of an issue. It can like kind of change as we get
Yeah,
closer?
yeah. I think that the timing, we can kind of tweak as we see participation numbers. And we can, if one division has a lot less than the other, obviously we can shorten that time down if we need to, leading up to it. And we can provide those updates to those that are actually participating as we get closer as well.
All right, got it. And any other feedback before I kind of move on? All right, so in terms of the rules, we're just gonna have like a basic message, and then I guess in this case we would be partitioned to 3 divisions, and the difficulty of the questions, which I also kind of added onto the list of questions. So I think I ranked them like easy, normal, hard. And we can just give like the slightly harder ones to Division C students and Division B students, while the easier ones are for like Division A and Division B. So that way it kind of like matches how much experience they may have. So the actual contest, I was thinking of using Hacker Rank like we have in years past, just because it's pretty easy to set up. And the way Hacker Rank works is that it basically gives I don't actually have an example of this right now because we haven't set up the contest exactly, but basically it gives them a list of all the problems that they have, and they can choose any one to work on at any time, so they can write their code there. And then when they're done writing the code, they can submit it, and it'll run through a few test cases. And if the code passes all the test cases, then that problem is considered complete, and they get the points for that particular question. And this way they can choose to work on whichever question they want at any time without getting stuck on one question. And then HackerRank also has this really neat thing. So in the layout, I said projected screen. This is to kind of give like the introduction. We can set up some slides to show near the start. And then HackerRank has this function where during the event, we can put up a leaderboard for each of the divisions, like saying who's at the top, and how many points they have, just to bring a little bit more like hype to this competition, to make it feel more competitive and a little more fun.
Great. I think what'll be nice too is so our next meeting in April, we will be starting our in-person meetings. So it'll give us a good opportunity to really kind of see this piece together. And I think that if you all as the subcommittee, I think working on the preparation for the next meeting, I think will be very important, because then we can kind of see what this actually looks like from the perspective of actually executing the Hacker Rank side and the event piece of that.
Yeah, so I think I can bring like to our in-person meeting, I can bring kind of a more fleshed out like demonstration of what that might look like, just so we all have an idea of what the competition will look like.
Great.
And then in terms of like the back with CC sheets, which I put as a placeholder, I think that in terms of fundraising, I can go on that later, because that's a different part, I believe. And then let's see. And then setting up Hacker Rank accounts. So I think I'll bring that to the next meeting, like just an idea of what setting it up would look like. And so the people who like help with the technical details are able to assist with that.
Yeah, I think bringing that to the next meeting so we could see what it looks like would be great. Providing this kind of how-to right here on this last page, so everyone's ready on the day of, potentially beforehand, so that they have the site, they know exactly what they need to do to so that when you guys get there, it's a very minimal need of troubleshooting, hopefully.
Yeah. And then last thing is prizes. So this, I kind of wanted to discuss at this meeting. So I do have some ideas for prizes, but I wanted to kind of like bounce some ideas off and see it's something that the city is able to get. So for one of my ideas for prizes is we have like a first place, second place, and third place for each division. And for the first place, they might get, I was thinking maybe similar to a Raspberry Pi kit, or a Raspberry Pi kit, an Arduino kit, or something similar to that. Second place, I was thinking of maybe giving them let's see, I believe that maybe like a mouse, a keyboard, or something similar. Again, these are just some of the ideas I had. And for third place, I was thinking maybe a book or some sort of subscription to online lessons about coding. But again, I would love to hear your ideas about this topic. Like, so if you have any ideas for prizes that you would like to share, or anything similar to that.
I think if third and second place were to get something, then first place would have to get it also, because we can't have second place getting a computer mouse or something, and then first place being jealous that second place got something, you know? So if we got second place something, then we might have to also get that for first place. Does that make
That
sense?
leads to more strategy. So maybe you'll want to place in second instead of first. No, I think you bring up a good point. We can also look for donations too for these prizes. I think what may be cool, and I can talk to Miss Jennifer over at the Senior Center to see if maybe she can put together like a basket of some sort instead of a pie, maybe like a CC's basket of some sort. But the technical side of first and second, I think Rachel does have a point. I would use levels in how you're doing your prizes.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Also, just so we don't get confused, the Raspberry Pi I was talking about is similar to Arduino. It's like a miniature computer kit.
So not an actual pie. See, now you had me confused, Fanny.
Sorry about that. Because you brought up like instead of a pie, and I was like, oh, I don't think I mentioned that it wasn't
fitting on Pi Day. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think that if we can bring the ideas of these prizes and see kind of how they're priced out, that'll give a better indication as to what we'll need. I think for the next meeting, bringing the ideas of those prizes priced out would be the next best step, so that we can see what they are, pick them and move forward.
Definitely. So if some of the other members of the subcommittee, Elizabeth, if you could just think of some ideas for some prizes, as well as any other commissioners, and we can bring that to the next meeting just to share and finalize those prizes, so we can get them prepared in time for the competition.
And I will stress that you don't have to be in the subcommittee to participate on that end. Anybody in the commission, if you have great ideas for these prizes or anything in general, I highly encourage you to speak up. Your participation is very important. And I think that sometimes that you're bringing out your ideas will actually help create more fluidity in the conversation.
Can I
Yeah, I can work on the, oh, I'm sorry. But I can work on the prizes. And I personally think that like the Arduino kits or the Raspberry Pi kits are like a way better prize than the second place prizes. But like, that's just me. But I do see the appeal of the second place prize. It's like a more ready to go, like, a tangible thing. So maybe we can include like a mouse for the first place prize in addition to the kits.
Yeah, I think bringing all of these ideas to the next meeting, having them set up and ready, and then we can just list them out and just go through them one by one. And then you guys, as the commission, can kind of rank them and figure out what makes the most sense for what level of prize winner.
All
And I
right.
think you had something, Crystal, if you wanted to speak, sorry.
I was gonna give an idea. I think since I feel like because it might be expensive with our budget, I'm not sure. Since we also have the YAC scholarship to like think about, maybe we could make like 3 different levels. Like I think the third for third place, like maybe a book or like some sort of like relating to coding type of like book or subscription or whatever you guys were kind of talking about. And for second place, like maybe CC's treats or something like you guys were talking about. Since if you make another electronic, it'd be kind of unfair, I guess, and it'd be more tempting, I guess. People might be divided, and then for first place, you guys make some sort of electronic as a prize, like mouse, keyboard, and maybe the Raspberry Pi, like just 3 different things for different like 3 different like of the first, second, third places, so that there isn't any like conflict between the different prizes.
Yes, all good ideas. Let's everyone bring those to the next meeting and we can sit on those and really make an action moving forward. Okay, I think we're good on that end. Unless anybody else has anything else. Fangy, thank you for putting that all together. Everything looks great. I'm looking forward to seeing this next week next month
Yeah.
and put together. That way we can start really making traction on moving forward.
Yeah. So I think that moving forward, I think I'm going to try to create like a more demonstration for the next meeting. If Nidhi or Elizabeth would like to also create something for the demonstration, that would be awesome.
Yep.
And
We'll all be in person too, so it'll make things a lot easier and for us to kind of see and kind of track through. So yeah, so we can go ahead and I think we can move forward after that.
so I'm gonna stop screen sharing now. So next item on the agenda would be the spelling bee. So the members on that subcommittee would be Crystal, Rachel, and Nia, I believe.
Apologies. Can I make a note about the cutting competition real quick about the date? I realized that the coding competition date is 2 days after my AP test, which might be like a day after somebody else's AP test. And I wanted to note that in case because it might deter some high school students from signing up. So I wanted to make a note of that. I'm not sure if we already discussed that.
Well, I know that we've already moved this. This is the second time now. I think that, as much as we're going to try and please everyone, I don't think we're going to be able to. I think it's important that we kind of stick with that date and move towards that. And hopefully we get, all those people so that they can participate. I just don't know if moving it again, especially with us having it planned in May and so close to the end of the school year, that may present some issues.
Yeah, I think I also believe that it's probably going to be pretty difficult to please everybody. We can try to do the best that we can, though.
I think it's all right as is, actually, since it is a Saturday and it is the afternoon. I think it will be all right. And for those who enjoy coding, it will be a nice thing to enjoy, to look forward to after the AP tests.
Kind of like a little refresher. All right, so the spelling bee, we just have like the tentative date to be April 22nd, 2022, next month, 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. At the Teen Center / Community Center. So if there's any updates from this subcommittee, we would love to hear them.
So currently we're working on transferring the words from a doc to a spreadsheet. At the same time, we're trying to separate them into first through third and fourth through sixth. So that way it's easier.
Right. And I know that Rachel provided us with the map. I shared all of you on the resources that were provided. So we have the map kind of pieced together. Rachel, thank you for putting that together. And the rest of you, thank you so much for piecing together all the wording, or the words, I should say. I think one thing to point out that we should be looking at as well is the structure that we need to put together. And I would definitely send over to myself some structure plans as how the evening goes. And the check-in, kind of like how Fengi had, where there's roles and responsibilities, and we can kind of fill those with us commissioners.
Anything from the other members of subcommittee, Rachel, Nia?
I can work on the structure plan for the event and the volunteer roles.
And you can send that directly over to me, Rachel, and I can send that out to the group so that we have it. But I've seen the word lists, everything like that. Everything looks actually really great. The plan is to get, like I said, with the last flyers, to get this out by the end of this week, so we can start getting some participants registered and signed up. I know that council member had been working on some judges. I've seen some of your emails come through. Thank you for sending those. Did you have any luck?
Yes, actually, Vice Mayor is confirmed to be
Awesome.
one of the judges. So we have to. Do you need more? I thought you only need another one, right?
Yeah, I think, let me just reconfirm.
Mayor Tran responded that he's going to be out of the country,
No
so
problem.
he won't be here. But he sends his regards to everyone, and great job, you guys, staff and commissioners. This is exciting. So I think we have enough, right, Anthony?
Yeah, I think with you, along with Vice Mayor, we should be okay. We may want to look to request a third. That doesn't necessarily have to be from council. I think commissioners, this may be a good opportunity to reach out to, potentially some teachers or advisors or counselors, maybe even your principals, if they're interested. I think it would be a great opportunity. Again, I think having 3 judges would be ideal for us, for that, to allow that, we have enough folks there to help us. So with that being said, I would advise the commissioners, please do make some outreach, to those folks at your school, if there's anybody in particular that you can think of. And then if you can communicate that through to me separately, that would be great, so that I can get that going, and then we can share that with the group, and Rachel can get that onto all on paper as far as the structure of stuff.
I could reach out to an elementary school teacher, and I know that that would actually help with marketing, because then the students there would know through that administrator. Or through
Sure.
that
Yeah. Yeah. And again, we will market this out. This will go out through the school district, along through the city's customer base. We'll be sending this all out. And if you guys may not know, I oversee all of the After the Bell program and life programming for the city. So I'll be sending it out through there as well. So it will get some high visibility, but that's a great suggestion, Rachel. Thank you. I think one other thing that we may want to think about is kind of same thing with those prizes. But I think instead of us bringing this to, I think by the time, actually, no, if we had these set and ready by our next commission meeting for these ideas for the prizes, we can actually have these ready to go. I think that we did say, let's see here. Based on the structure, so preliminary rounds will be split up by grade, and then the final rounds of the competition will include the top students from each grade competing against each other within their bracket. So we have a first through third, so we will basically take those winners of each grade, and then they will come together and compete for that division. I think that it's always good to, a top 3 is always good as well. Obviously, we also want to provide some sort of goodie bag that we had kind of talked about for all those participating. So I will work on that as well. But let's come prepared for this next meeting that we have with the same kind of concepts, so we can solidify what these prizes will be, so that they'll be ready to go the week and a half after. Yeah. But I think everything else on that end with the spelling bee is good to go. Yep, I think so.
Anything else from the spelling bee subcommittee or any of the other commissioners regarding the spelling bee?
Just tracking back like to when we were talking about volunteer roles. I can volunteer to help Rachel with that as well.
Thank you, Nia.
All right.
Okay, so I think we're good. We can go ahead and move on, Fengy.
So next item for our business items would be the Youth Advisory Scholarship. So background is the Youth Advisory Commission awards a service scholarship to a deserving Milpitas resident who is a high school student, junior or senior of outgoing standing. The scholarship in the past was $500 and is annual, presented in June at a city council meeting. Again, YAC members are not eligible for the scholarship. So the recommendation is that commissioners are to discuss events and fundraising opportunities to generate for the scholarship fund based on the 2021 to 2022 work plan. So in terms of this, we have fundraising opportunities and scholarship deadlines. So regarding fundraising opportunities, I do have something. So I was finalizing some details with the folks over at IT today, and I'm actually compiling an email to you, Anthony, regarding all the information that I should give you for this meeting. And
Perfect.
one of them is their like kind of personal email address, so to reach them more quickly.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
what they said is that they will sell us the milk. First, they'll sell us the milk tea and popcorn chicken, as well as any other snacks or drinks we may want off their menu. When we buy in bulk, we'll get a discounted price as well. And then instead of like selling them at a fixed price, we get to like determine the price that we would sell each of like the drinks and food at. So all we need to do is place an order over to them, and then the date that we would need it by, and then they'll prepare that for us.
Perfect. I think that's great. Thank you, Fengy, for reaching out. Definitely do send that information over to me. I think simplicity is key here when we're trying to piece these together for the events. I know that having a crazy vast menu may make things hard for people to decide. So I think, just having simplicity, that's super helpful to have that ready to go. So as you think about those things for these specific events, I think that's important to think about for that. Councilmember, I know you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Chair. It's still open, the offer that we can get some snacks from Seafood City. You just let me know if you want it, like some chips, cookies, water, juice, all those easy to sell ones. Because I went to the Descendants, the musical, and they were selling like juices and water for $1, and you get those free. So let me know. And then they were selling chips, cookies, and those drinks. So you can sell those as well. Just let me know what you guys decide, and I can follow up with them to get those for you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I will stress the importance of council members outreach for you right now. I think that this is a great opportunity to utilize as a resource if you guys can get these items and you do not have to pay anything up front for them to use. You can think about the snacks as far as, the chips and the drinks and the stuff that's bagged and packaged that you can use and save for the next event as well. So I would highly take advantage of this opportunity to go ahead and move forward with that. And obviously provide the council member with what you need or what you would like.
Yeah, so I like how you mentioned that simplicity is key, Anthony. So in terms of IT, I was just thinking about, and I got recommended that we just sell like plain milk tea instead of ordering a bunch of varieties. So we could just order like a few milk teas in bulk, as well as their most popular items. So we have like something to eat as well as something to drink. Their most popular item, I think this was the popcorn chicken, which people enjoy a lot. So if it's just those two things, it would make the order pretty simple and then make it easier to sell at our events.
Yeah, and I can work with them to figure out what that looks like, and I can communicate that to the commission as well. So yeah, that's not an issue. When once you send me the information, I will make contact.
Yeah, I'm just compiling that in an email right now.
Sure.
Any other fundraising ideas ideas, suggestions from the commission?
I think that it's with what council member said in reference to what she can get from Seafood City, I think it would be good to make that request now so that the council member can push that forward as far as drinks and snacks and stuff like that. And if we need to store it, I can store it here. I can just put it in my office. I will be tempted, but I won't touch it. I promise. But yeah, so I think that let's push that request through. And again, these items are things that can be stored. So, that have a long shelf life that we won't have to worry, if they're, hanging here and we need to wait till the next event to use it.
Would Seafood City also provide water bottles? Because I feel like that's also that's something
Yeah.
we should also have.
So water, juices, they always do, like they have guavas, pineapple, mango juices, coconut, all those variety, plus water. And they have cookies and chips.
Council member, are the cookies made
Yeah,
to
they're
order or are they prepackaged?
It's prepackaged,
Oh,
just
perfect.
like what you buy at what is that thing called? Like Amos cookies
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that.
That's
It's
perfect.
packed.
That's
Because they
perfect.
don't want, they're very careful as well. They want everything packed that they donate.
Great. Yeah.
And they've done this several times to us with the cleanup and everything else. They've been donating to the city for any functions like this one. So I'll go ahead and move that forward. Is that okay with everybody? And I'll request and what? They actually will deliver it on the day of the event, so you don't have to store it, Anthony.
Okay, perfect.
We just need to pick them up.
Sure.
Early that day.
Yeah, I can do that, or I can even get it, and I'll work with you on that.
Yeah, sure.
To communicate that through, and if I need to get it, maybe a couple days before, if for some reason or anything like that, I'll work directly with you. But thank you so much for offering that out. We really appreciate it.
I'll email it and CC you so you can connect with the manager.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. This is all great. This is good stuff. I think that this will give you guys a good point of, bringing in some funds, whether that's through both of these events and sales. I think that we can kind of get together some good funds for the scholarship. I think we're good on that. Unless anybody has any other plans, Fengi, we can move forward.
All right, it doesn't seem like we have other plans.
Okay.
So we can move forward to scholarship deadlines. So
okay, so in reference to the scholarship, so what I am looking to do is I'm looking to push out the application on March 28th. Right now we're sharing the application that we had tentative for 2021, so it can give you all an idea of what it looks like. So what I'm looking at is getting out the scholarship application on the 28th of March and with a due date of April 29th. That way it'll give a full month for those to apply. And that way we have that information and we can talk about that in our meetings. We'll basically review these applications in our May meeting and make a choice and then make our selection. So as you guys can see, the scholarship does sit on a couple different items that we kind of look for with that criteria. Obviously, they have to be a high school junior or senior and resident of Milpitas. They have to demonstrate a history of community service beyond any school requirements, demonstrating exemplary, leadership and role model in his or her community. And they must complete the questionnaire, which will be on the second page. They have to possess a minimum of 2.5 cumulative GPA, and their transcript is required. Letter of recommendation, and then we'll change the application due date. IT, if you can scroll to that second page for me. Is it not on there? There we go. Thank you so much. So here's the general questions that we've had in the past that we've kept. Basically, there's 3 short essay questions. One, we asked that they tell us about a community service project that they were most proud of and what they had learned from that experience. 2, how the scholarship will help them. And 3, talking about a time that they had failed and what they learned from it. That was kind of the criteria that we utilized for this. We can look to change questions if we need. If this is status quo, that's okay as well. Just looking for feedback from the commission on this so that we can get this updated and we can push it out. You can stop your share, IT. Thank you. So any thoughts, commissioners?
It does ask what university the applicant plans on attending, and I think that's dependent on acceptances. So I'm just a little bit bewildered by that.
It's just planned, so it's just for us to get an idea of where these folks plan to go. It's just more of a general question. It's not necessarily pending their acceptance, because if we did acceptance, we would have to wait a little while longer.
So for the juniors applying, what would they put?
So if they have an intention on where they would like to apply, that's the information that would go there.
Should we clarify that or leave it as is?
Let me pull it up on my end real quick. So I can clarify, because it does say college or university you plan on attending. Plan, again, is something that is suggested that might happen, but that can change. I think that it could stay the same. However, if you all as commissioners want to change the wording on that, that's something we most definitely could address.
I don't know if the wording really sorry.
If we put like plans / wish, I feel like it'd just be a little bit more clear.
Sure.
Yeah, something similar to what Rachel said. I was just thinking about maybe adding a little like note in italics below it or something that just says like note does not have to like actually you don't have to have a acceptance letter from the school yet, just a tentative thing.
Sure.
All right, any ideas from the commissioners? We've got some pretty good feedback so far, and if we could have a little more of that would be amazing. All right, I don't think so. So in terms of selections, that we talked about having reviewing the process for that.
Yeah, and so what we'll do is basically what we'll bring to our May meeting as we will have all the applications there They will be redacted of personal information, and we will review them as a group, and basically the council will vote. The commission will vote on their top applications, and we'll leave that up to discussion. And basically, once we do that, then we can kind of figure out by process of elimination who our award winner is. So that's how that works. We'll review not only the questions that they had answered, but also the transcript, the letter of recommendation. That those are also important as well.
All right. Any comments from the commission about this? I didn't I haven't done 2 years of the review process, but I know a lot of like the other commissioners might not have an idea, so it's good if we review it near that meeting. All right, so I think that's it for the Youth Advisory Scholarship, unless anybody has anything to add.
I think we're good to move forward.
All right, so the next thing would be the city liaison reports, and it says here, Milpitas Youth Force.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to the commission about the Milpitas Youth Force. So in the past, we in the city have ran a program called the Milpitas Youth Force, which was a summer job program. Last summer, due to COVID, we had to do this virtually, to which we had some great participation of some awesome high school students that participated with some Milpitas businesses and provided assistance for these businesses that had a problem statement. And they worked over an 8-week period to provide detailed information in helping these businesses kind of solve their problem statement, if you will. Prior to that, the program was ran as an in-person program, to which we would partner with Milpitas businesses, and we would place youth at jobs. And ultimately what they would do over this 8-week term in the summer is that they basically would be provided a job placement. We would have a guided learning structure over the 8 weeks that works on professional development of one of many things during that 8-week process. We have special presentations. It's a really good opportunity for Milpitas youth to get, out there in the community and get started with the job program space. And not only that, getting the opportunity to work physically at these places and the opportunity to get these professional development learnings and guidance. We do CPR training for that as well. There is a stipend that's provided for work uniform as well. And I believe this year we will be looking to take up to 20 students. That number is not confirmed yet, and we're still working to gather the businesses. But I wanted to provide this as a great opportunity for Milpitas youth to really work on their skill building and get some really valuable job experience over the summer. So that's what I wanted to share this evening. This information will be going out in the coming weeks, so that we can start to build that process. It is not just a sign up and you're in type of deal. There is an interview process that we have to go through to make sure that they're fit for the program and ensure that we have those that are really, really interested in taking the full capacity of the program and embracing it throughout the summer. So that's what I had this evening.
Thank you, Anthony. I think that sounds like it definitely sounds like an amazing opportunity.
And we will talk more about it at our next meeting as well, too.
So next would be report from city staff.
Nothing else besides that. You can go ahead and move forward.
All right. So report from a council member. Council member Chua, do you have
Yes,
anything?
just briefly. Thank you, Chair. And of course, I'm excited. It's looking really good. The coding competition and the spelling competition looks awesome. You guys are great. And I don't know if Anthony already asked you guys. Remember, I said that I asked for the appreciation gifts of sweatshirt, but it turned out now that it's going to be jackets and with your name and the commission name. And I think Anthony, if he hadn't already, asked for your sizes, so we'll get it soon. Yay.
Yeah. Thank you, Councilmember. Yes, I got all the sizes recorded
Oh,
and
you
sent
did?
in to the city clerk a couple weeks ago. So that's all set up and taken care of. I'm excited to see what these jackets look like. So
Yeah,
pretty cool.
pretty cool. So we could use that for our events, so that would
Yeah.
be awesome. And also, if tomorrow is council meeting, so if you have any flyers ready for me to show tomorrow, if not, I can show it on April 5th for the spelling bee, April 22nd, right? But if you
Yes.
have anything, I can say a little bit about the scholarship, tomorrow's announcement. If you have anything like that, just send it to me and we'll announce it to jumpstart these events that you've been working so hard on. And I've noticed, who is our IT today? Is it Nate?
No, it's Vic.
Oh, hi, Jake. So anyway, I've noticed on the Youth Advisory Commission page, the Elizabeth does not have a picture, and also there is a Nitya Kaki and a Nidhi. So we need to correct their names there.
Yeah, so those council members, so I did reach out to the commission for their photos. I haven't gotten them from everybody just yet. And I'll be updating those. So
Oh, you do?
I'll take that one to get over to IT. So
Oh, okay.
for those of you that are here, please do, if you have not already sent in your photos, please get that over to me so I can get that updated. I know that we got all the information as far as names and everything like that updated. So Elizabeth, if you could please send yours, I think
I sent mine a few weeks ago, actually.
okay, I'll double check into it. I think that besides that, I think that was the only one.
Yeah,
But I'll double
there are
check.
two. I think the spelling of needy. There's a Nitya.
Oh,
There's a
yes.
Nitya and a Needy.
Yes.
Do we have two khakis?
Yes.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we need a picture for one is missing.
Yes, I'll take care of making sure that those
Okay.
get updated before our
Thank you
next meeting.
so much. Because I want to make sure when I see you, I know who you are. Right? Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you,
Of course.
Josh. Thank you, Justin and Jake. And also the commissioners. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you, Councilmember Chua.
Yes, I had one last thing that I forgot to mention. So not this Friday, but next Friday, the 25th, we will be having Friday Family Fun Night here at the Milpitas Sports Center. For those of you commissioners that are interested. Great family event that we haven't had an opportunity to have in person in a while. Really looking forward to it. We're going to be having a skating competition in our new skate park. We will be having a rock climbing wall. We have an RC car track. We have a movie that's going to be going on. We're going to have a paper airplane contest. We're going to have a couple other vendors that are going to be out there. Should be a really fun night. So that's on March 25th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. here at the Milpitas Sports Center in the skate park and on the fields. So for those of you that are interested, maybe bring your family out on a Friday night. It's going to be a really cool event. So. But I think that is it of my
That's it.
side. So
Great.
Thank you, Anthony. So last thing is upcoming agenda items. So Justice work plan execution.
yes. Yes, so we're going to continue to work through. And again, as a reminder, commissioners, our next meeting will be in person. And this will be held at City Hall. I will send a reminder out to you all as to where it takes place and everything like that, so I can flag you down. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in person. I think that of this commission, I think that I've only seen Feng Yi in person and Rachel, I think. So I'm looking forward to seeing and meeting everybody. And yeah, Should be a good time.
Yeah, definitely. So are there any like final thoughts, suggestions, ideas before we adjourn the meeting?
I think that's it.
So right after the meeting, you should receive an email regarding some of the meeting information from me, Anthony.
Perfect.
But I think that's everything. So I think Juan called this meeting to an end at 8:15 p.m. Thank you all for coming and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Great night, everyone.
Thank you.